Today I'm going to tell you about my grandfather who was born in a small town in Central America and who came here 60 years ago. He was as poor as a church mouse. He borrowed some money from his family and they gave him everything they could. But it wasn't enough, of course, because the cost of living here in the United States was much more higher than in his hometown. He made a fortune establishing a chain of movie theaters all around the country. He is a prime example of a self-made person who refused giving bribes, who always paid taxes, who went from rags to riches. He used to say that money doesn't grow on trees, and he taught his children and his grandchildren the truth value of money. He earned his millions all by himself without winning the lottery or getting the inheritance from somebody. He built schools in the poorest districts, and he established charity funds for students from poor backgrounds. He used to say that money spent on education is never wasted. As I've said, he came here 60 years ago, and he had to do such jobs as shop assistants, construction, bill workers, or he even swept the floor at the store. And one day he met his future wife, my grandmother, and he fell in love with her, but as he was shy, he didn't know how to start their relationship, how to hit on her. That's why he just applied for a job to the movie theater where she worked, and this is how she noticed him. And in some time they got married, and he started working as a movie projectionist, and in some time he was promoted and he became a manager. He could afford to buy a car and rent a better apartment for his family. And by the late 1980s, he could save some money because he always told that the best way to keep money is to invest it in stocks. So he took out about $50,000 from his bank account, and he bought a small movie theater, but that business turned out to be a failure. He went bankrupt, and he even had to sell his car. But he wasn't discouraged by this failure. He was enrolled into entrepreneur courses, and in a year he found investors and opened another movie theater. And in some years he owned a chain of movie theaters all across the country in different states. When he turned 80, he traveled all over the world. It was his dream, but in about 2 years he passed away, and his grandchildren, we inherited his business, and now we are going to continue